We order food all the time. It's so easy, right? Just a few taps on your phone. But have you ever stopped to think about the person who brings it to your door? For them, every single delivery is a total leap of faith into a complete stranger's world. Tonight, we're going to look at what happens when that faith is completely shattered, when a normal delivery turns into an absolute nightmare.
I mean, really think about it for a second. You're heading to a house you've never been to, usually late at night, sometimes way out in the middle of nowhere. What is really waiting for you on the other side of that door? Well, let's dive into 3 terrifying and true stories from drivers who found out the hard way.
All right, so our first story, this one is a chilling reminder that the scariest monsters out there, they're usually human. This isn't some ghost story. Nope, this is about a very, very real threat, hiding in plain sight.
So get this. The scene is set. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. The order is tiny, just a couple of burgers. But the GPS takes the driver down these dark, winding roads until he gets to the very last house on a dead-end street. The kind of place right up against the woods. That isolation alone, it's the first big red flag.
The driver tries calling, but nope, straight to voicemail. Then a text pops up. Come to the door. So he does. The door opens, and there's this guy, Kyle. He's clearly wasted, and the driver immediately gets hit with this wave of just foul breath. Right away, the whole interaction just feels off.
Now, here's where it gets even weirder. The food's already paid for on the app, right? But Kyle insists that the driver come inside, put the food on the kitchen table, and wait while he goes down to the basement to get a tip. It's just a really strange request, and you gotta wonder, why? Why does he need him inside the house so badly? Well, the moment the driver steps inside, this disgusting, rotten smell just hits him. The kitchen's dark, and Kyle's been in the basement for what feels like forever. I mean, just for a tip, every second that ticks by, that feeling of dread just gets stronger. Something is seriously wrong here.
Desperate to get away from that stench, the driver notices the back door is slid open. He thinks, okay, I'll just step out on the deck, get some fresh air. But the smell is even worse out there. And this is that moment, the one where he can't turn back, where a little curiosity leads to something absolutely horrifying. And then, click, a motion-sensing light floods the deck. And there they are, 2 huge black garbage bags. There's no mistaking the shape inside them. They're long, like a person, and there's a thick swarm of flies buzzing all around them. All of a sudden, that unbearable smell makes perfect, terrifying sense.
The driver doesn't even think, he just bolts. As he's scrambling for the front door, Kyle comes up from the basement, tip in his hand. But he sees the light on outside, he looks at the driver's face, and that friendly drunk act, it just vanishes. As the driver peels out of there, Kyle comes running out of the house, chasing the car down the street, swinging a huge metal rod. The police got there just minutes later and caught him trying to hide those bags. And yes, they were confirmed to contain human bodies.
Okay, take a deep breath. That was intense. Our next story, though, it takes a hard left turn. We're moving away from a threat you can see and understand, and into something, well, something that makes no sense at all. This story just defies any rational explanation.
All right, imagine this. A delivery driver for an Asian restaurant pulls up to this house off a little dirt road. The place is a total mess. The grass is so overgrown it's literally rubbing against his legs. In the house, it is completely dark. For all intents and purposes, it looks like it's been abandoned for years.
So he knocks. Nothing. He's about to turn around and leave, but then a single light flicks on upstairs. So he knocks again, and this time the door just pushes open, all on its own. He calls out, and a voice answers from the second floor. Aquí arriba. Up here. The place looks empty, but somebody is definitely trying to lure him inside.
He creeps towards the stairs, and when he looks up, what he sees is just wrong. It's not a person. It's just an arm, reaching out over the edge of the landing, doing this stiff, unnatural come here motion. It's so eerie, just this disembodied arm beckoning him. So he starts going up the stairs, and poof, the arm disappears. But when he gets to the top, it reappears, this time waving at him from the total darkness of a bedroom doorway. The driver, he's totally freaked out, but he stands his ground. He yells, "Buddy, I'm not going in there. You come out here with the money or I'm gone."
And this is where the story just completely breaks reality.
The arm pulls back into the darkness. There's a moment of silence, and then something comes flying out and hits the driver. He looks down and realizes in absolute horror, it's a stiff, severed human arm. He runs for his life, drives to the nearest neighbor's house, banging on their door for help. He tells them everything that just happened. And you know what the neighbor says? Nobody's lived in that house for a year.
So we've had a human monster, and we've had something that's, well, something else. Our last story tonight, this one combines the malice of a person with cold, methodical planning. This wasn't random. This was a carefully laid trap, just waiting for a victim.
Let's just run through how this went down, because it's wild. It's 2:30 in the morning. A Domino's driver is heading to a remote house in New Jersey. As soon as he turns onto the private dirt road leading to the house, bang! His front tire is instantly flat. He gets out, walks to the house, and the customer seems super normal, even offers to help. But when the driver goes back to look at the road, he finds it. A spike strip deliberately hidden. He hadn't had an accident. He was lured into a trap. He jumps in his car, throws it in reverse, and floors it on the flat tire, while the man chases him on foot. But it's not over. Later, on his way home, a car with no light starts following him.
And this is the part that just sends a shiver down your spine. The customer's friendly offer to help, "I just need to get my tools from inside." When the driver realizes it's a trap, that word tools takes on a whole new, terrifying meaning. What kind of tools was he planning on bringing out? That was the moment the mask fell off.
The pursuit is just relentless. Even after he gets away from the house, this car, with its lights off, is tailing him, stalking him. The terror isn't over. It's only when he manages to see a police car and flag it down that the stalker finally hits the gas and disappears into the night. We're just left with the terrifying reality of how close he came and no answers at all.
So, after all that, what can we even take away from these encounters? Each of these stories, they tap into a really different but equally powerful kind of fear. It's not just about the scary things that happened, it's how they happened.
You see, they each represent a whole different type of horror. The dead-end story, that was about an immediate, violent threat from a human predator. The vacant house, on the other hand, was pure paranormal. It was eerie, impossible to explain, and just broke all the rules of reality. And the roadside trap, that was a calculated, predatory stalker, a threat that was planned out and relentless. These stories are a pretty stark reminder that behind every simple, convenient delivery order, there's a real person navigating a totally unknown world. So maybe the next time you hear that knock on your door, you might just find yourself wondering, what other doors has that driver knocked on tonight? And what could they have possibly found waiting for them on the other side?
If you found these stories as chilling as I did, definitely make sure to subscribe to the channel. We've got a lot more explainers coming your way that dive into the darker side of things. Thanks for watching.